Time is just about up here in the medieval fair of Snoopy's Town Tale. YouTubers, welcome back. It is I, Kelgear. I'm just going to talk about this. Now, I said a little bit about this in the progress report that I just didn't have the land. You know, I didn't. I ended up opening up this area right here and putting stuff down. And this is a wide area of land. You know, I've reached a point in this game where that is going to be my biggest enemy. All these shaded out areas of land are going to be my biggest enemy here. Now, oh, ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay. Had to get that yawn out there. Where was my train of thought going? Right, the land. Um, when these new events come around, and this is just me, all right, but when these new events come around, the first thing that comes into my head is how I'm going to manage the land. All right. When I had the St. Patty's Day event from back in the day, we got all this new stuff, right? We got this square right here. The first thing that came to my mind, because we had a big mountain hill last time, was how am I going to manage this big square of an area right here? How am I going to manage this? I've had to expand Emerald Isle. It was literally half this size. Literally had to expand Emerald Isle just to fit more of the stuff in here. Even had to move certain things around. And land will always be an issue when it comes to this game for me. Now, next event is October. October is supposed to be Halloween. All right. I have a Halloween area. What I'm going to have to do is take away some of this decor so I have enough room to fit the Halloween scene. That's just where I am. Bad enough, I'm going to have to move all of this. But moving all of this is going to be, that's going to be a journey. Well, because even with this bunch of land right here, designs take up a lot of space. The scenes take up a lot of space now. So land is always going to be the issue. Now, some people will argue, well, if you spent more time grinding out coins in this instead of playing the other game, you'd have money to grind for and purchase land. That's not always the case, but it's a valid point. Some people have said, well, you got to remember, Helgear, you buried your father in the middle of the month. You buried him on the 11th of this month. Both of your parents died this summer. And while you said that you were going to do this event to take your mind off of that, because it's based off of the Renaissance Fair and you actually liked the Renaissance Fair and had good memories of that, but you do it. But you probably weren't ready to do another Snoopy Town event. Thank you for the consideration. Like, for real. But the biggest enemy for me is going to be not having the land. Now, here's what I did do. Because, well, I shouldn't say what I per se did, but community manager Hellgear managed to do what he always does. He makes his rounds through Charlie Brown communities, especially the ones who play Snoopy's Town Tale. And that's where I want to talk about the scenes for this event. And these two, the marketplace and then the medieval area, the town square, and then the one at the very end. So the scenes have been split up in this event. And the splitting of the scenes is a mixed bag when it comes to players. Some of you, well, I can't say some, it's a mixed bag. Half of you like the fact that we have multiple scenes and multiple buildings for the characters to interact in this event. The other half of you find this as being the worst of the worst for this event. Now, here's my take on this. Usually when we have an event, all you have to do is get to tier 5 and you open up a scene. That's how you opened up the medieval place. Or, excuse me, the town square, the medieval hotspot. But here's the problem with that. And the problem lies mainly with these two guys, Charlie Brown and Joe Agate. Yes, these are the characters who you could buy outfits with coins. But as you can see, they're not here in the scene where you have to get to tier 5. They're in the scene where you have to get to tier 10. So who really shows up here? Well, the answer is most of the characters that you buy in the packs. There are a few exceptions. For one, Franklin. We get Franklin's outfit on the gold pass, but we also get the building that reacts with him. You know? Then Clara has her own building, but she's in another pack. And many of the new players have felt like this was 80% more pay to win just to function in this event. Now, me, when I'm grinding the tiers, finally, after getting enough land, and come to find out that the guys who I pay coins for don't even work with this land, I'm like, okay, where's the land? Oh, it's this other piece of land? Like, this is a waste. This is a complete waste. There are a lot of players who are free to play. And look, it's always been this way. I know this. I've always known this. I've been playing this game for 8 years. All right? I've known this. But I have to speak like there are new players playing this game. And yes, new players are playing this game. Many of the new players who play this game have seen me playing this game. I'm glad I made many of you who were looking at Snoopy's Town Tale and thought, okay, I'm going to download this on my mobile device. This is a fun little simulation game. I like Charlie Brown and Company. And there's a YouTuber who has 200 plus episodes of this stuff. Yeah. Now, me personally, this was a waste. Like, I would rather have had this marketplace in tier 5. Because with this at tier 10, you literally have Joe Agate unable to do anything. Nothing. He just puts on the clock cloak and he just walks around the town doing butt cheeks ass level of nothing. Charlie Brown is restricted to getting hats. Like either his actions require this scene. So what do you do otherwise? Well, what I did was I had him get the hats that you needed for the shield, or excuse me, the hooded cloak, like the baseball caps. Royanne Hobbs also gets you these caps. Yeah. And this was not the business. I'm gonna be real with you. I may not have had the time to do this, but the fact that you have a scene that we get early on and it's completely useless unless you buy the characters in the packs is kind of ass. This is what the players are saying in these Charlie Brown communities that I wonder. They're like, well, at least back in the previous events, the two characters who you purchase with the 10,000 coins to get their outfit, they can participate in the main scene. So at least you have two characters who, once you hit tier 5, they can jump in the scene and make the long grind as a free to player less painful. Now, Franklin, like I said, is a different story. Why? Because Franklin needs the farm. And you don't get the farm unless you buy the gold pass. And then one tier later, you get his outfit. So he can work at the mill, work at the farm, and do his thing. Clara's in the other $10 pack, not the one on these deals, but the one that's in the store. Well, there she is. Excuse me, I take that back. Clara needs this building, right? Linus needs the marketplace at level 10. You know, Lucy and Schroeder need they're in the $15 pack. And these are the ones who can lurk and interact with the level 5 scene. You know, this is a complete waste to me. Like, if I had the time and the land to do this, and I'm like, why can't I use Charlie Brown to grind out rupees and stuff? Right? Charlie Brown doesn't grind out rupees in this event, Hellgear. I'm trying to make a point here. I'm trying to make the parallel. Is anything up in the crafting station? Yes, the shield. Nobody needs the shield. I need swords. I gotta go check Woodstock because Woodstock is one of the characters that gets me rupees. Because the crown isn't ready for me to have a rupee yet. It's not going to give me any more rupees. So let's go over to Schroeder because he can get me a rupee. I know it's not called a rupee, but it looks like a red rupee. And rupees are the currency of India. Hey, Helgear, do you think The Legend of Zelda Hyrule is literally India? Woodstock. There's a rupee. And because he's our 12-hour guy, let me see where he sits when you get all three of the purchasable bundles. The main like the main two bundles in the past. He sits in the middle area. Okay. So there's that. Let me make some of these. And then let me make another box. I need rupees, man. I'm not gonna get any more rupees. I'm not gonna get enough rupees for stuff, but at least I want to try to make this craft a sword just to save space. Right? Look, what I'm saying is this. Don't give me a scene that's a waste of my time. Like, I'm gonna give this feedback because this is terrible. Like, okay, the $15 pack people, they're in the main scene. They're always gonna be in the main scene. But the fact that the ones where I can get on the El Cheapo don't exist in the main scene, and you're literally at an impasse for a third of the event, that is what I like to call, well, I a waste. It is a waste. It's ass-tastic. All right, that was ass-tastic. And when it comes to the kids who play this game that don't have the credit cards, you know, that don't get, whose parents won't let them have, okay, this is coming up. Good. Right? Who won't buy them the Google Play cards. All right? Parent, mommy and daddy won't let me have any Google Play cards to purchase this. And you know they aren't because school year just started. You know, the school year just started. You're not getting any Google Play currency. You know, they're not getting any of that. And the unfortunate part about that is, yes, events are pay to win. You the people have been talking about this for years. All right? I know this, you know this. But when I read that a young person who doesn't have the credit card, doesn't have the funds to buy the packs, you know, mommy and daddy's not going to let them use their credit card to buy the pass. And I look at that and I'm like, these players are going to be the players that can't finish this event. And these are going to be the players who are upset the most because, well, last event, Charlie Brown and Joe Agate would have been able to play on the tier 5 spot, but they can't. We have to go to the tier 10 spot. So we have to literally get a second scene. Now I'm going to be real with you. How many people after this event is over is going to take the town square and then just sell it? Like once this event is over, this building right here, I'm moving it back. You know, I'm going to move it back. And I still like Renaissance fairs, but this was kind of not the best thing, having multiple scenes like that. Like, in my opinion, having the multiple scenes where one scene gets completely wasted by a person who is free to play, this would make me mad. Like, if I was that 15-year, well, I can't say 15, if I was the 14-year-old kid who plays this game, right? Or if I was the 10-year-old kid who my mom is allowed put in her birthday on the tablet, doesn't play this game at all. Like, after I finish my homework, hey mom, let me get the tablet. Okay, sure. And then just build the town and play this. Wouldn't be able to buy anything, nothing. Come to find out, okay, this scene that normally I can get pay 20,000 coins for 2 outfits and have characters play on this, they can't do anything until I go 1/3 of the way in. I would be mad at that. I would literally be mad. Am I mad at this? No, I'm not mad at this. But speaking on the grounds of one of those players who doesn't have the money to buy the pass to get all this stuff, I would be mad. You know, the Midville Square was a waste. This could have been just all of these buildings right here. You could have just made that as buildings that we could post in one of the missions. Just put the building right here, this 2-story one right here on the left of the town square, put that somewhere. You know, the stable 3-story thing, put that somewhere. Right? And then that would have been it. But most of this event, wow, that's everybody's birdhouse in there. Okay, let me find a place to put this so I can get some plot line going here. Because this is Woodstock's extra mission. Putting it in the park would be nice. Um, I'll put it over here. Like the first scene was a waste of time. You know, that's like that scene from the Spike Lee joint School Days. Dude had disappointment and sore balls. That's what that was. That was disappointment and sore balls. It wasn't fun. It was a complete waste of time. I'll just creep around the corner. I've nearly reached the fort. A few more steps and me 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 me. It's me, Woodstock. I just wanted to see what you were doing. Woodstock's got another set of missions. This is great. Um, Free up 5 really fast, and then get this. What was the rest of Franklin's mission? Oh, have him do jumping jacks and then Schroeder work the piano. I'll do that later. Wooden toy horse. Okay. Well, I might as well craft those at the carnival. But I need blocks. All right. Ethan is not busy, so I can get blocks from him. All right. Well, where am I going to put the shooting gallery in here? See, now I have to move this stuff around. Patty can get me that stuff though. Actually, Andy and Olaf can, but I'm going to have Patty give me one anyway. Just because. You know, I should just make episodes on finishing up these extra missions. Because it is more content after all. Oh, that's right. They changed that. Okay, fine. Olaf and Andy will have to do. Because I don't think I have the crafting materials to do it at the park. Ugh. I can't give an all in all rating for this event because I spent most of my time trying to get land. So, to everybody watching, let me know your thoughts of the Renaissance Fair event in the comment section below. And specifically, let me know what you thought about the multiple scene aspect of this event. The fact that we got a scene at tier 5 for the pack people, the scene that we got the tier 10, let me know about that. What were your thoughts on the multiple scenes that they had for the event? Were you for this? Were you against it? Tell me and share with me your experiences for this event. Because again, I didn't have the land for it. Alrighty then. I have globes to pick up. Well, that jumped me up a tier just selling the cape. Oh well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for hearing me rant about this event. Again, please tell me in the comment section below your experiences with this event. What you thought of the multiple scene thing as well in the comment section below. And I'll be back in October. But for now, I take my goose from the oven. Yeah. To throw this in the trash. This goose is burnt up. You can't even eat this one. Bye-bye, everybody. And forgive me for this one. I'm going to make a note not to serve you guys trash when it comes to content on Snoopy Town for these events. Hopefully, I'll have the land to make good stuff for you guys in October. Bye-bye, everybody.